Thank you. Dr. Trish, my bill with Senator Grassley, the Preserve Access to Affordable Generics and Biosimilars Act, passed out of the Judiciary Committee for a second time last week, and it would limit anti-competitive deals where brand name drug companies pay generic competitors to stay off the market. It's known as pay for delay, costing consumers millions of dollars, stifling competition. Do you think measures like this would help lower drug prices? And why is it important that we include biosimilars?
Absolutely. So I think it's very important to recognize, right? If you go back to the Hatch-Waxman Act, right, the idea here was to kind of preserve the incentives to produce innovative products, but with the expectation or return being that once those products went generic, they would be widely available at low cost and providing value to many Americans. And I think it's important that we ensure that we're delivering on the promise of that bipartisan legislation that worked so well for so long. I think some of the things that we have concerns about are whether PBMs are actually getting in the way of that kind of grand bargain working out for society by inflating the cost of generic drugs and other things like that when they do get to market and ultimately not delivering on the value when they become generic that we expect.
This one up. Another question. The House Oversight Committee recently found, as you know, I chair the Competition Policy and I Trust Consumer Rights Subcommittee over in Judiciary, and House Oversight found in an investigation of high drug prices that drug companies use strategies to suppress competition and maintain monopoly pricing by pursuing contracts with PBMs and insurers that condition drug manufacturer rebates and price discounts on excluding competitor products from PBM and health plan formularies. Do branded drug manufacturers offer larger rebates to or force bundled contracts on PBMs in order to keep potential competitors off the market? And what effects do those contract terms have?
So it's certainly the case that as part of the negotiation between PBMs and manufacturers, the kind of goal of what PBMs are trying to pursue or extract value is to basically say, offer us a bigger discount or a lower price in exchange for us driving more volume toward your product rather than a competitor's product. I think when that works and when those savings are passed to consumers, that can be beneficial in driving value. But the issue is that when those savings or the benefits of that transaction or negotiation don't reach consumers, then we're not really getting the value that we're supposed to be out of these types of negotiations.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Next up, um, price transparency. Do you think we need more price transparency in the medication supply chain? I guess I'll ask you, Mr. Offbro, and thank you so much for your work. Could you answer that?
We absolutely need more transparency in the prescription drug price chain. We have no idea. I'm not only a pharmacist, I'm an employer. So I deal with these issues as an employer as well. And even as a pharmacist and understanding how the drug supply chain is supposed to work, it is so difficult for me as an employer to get the visibility into our own drug spend that we clearly have a problem.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Dr. Trish. One issue that I have been working on for years, Senator Collins and I passed a major bill on this, is drug shortages and going to drug manufacturers in other countries when we have a shortage. Some of these shortages, as you know, are returned. What are PBMs and drug manufacturing doing to better anticipate and forecast demand for medicines and avoid shortages, and what do you think we should do?
So I think this is absolutely an important issue. You're starting to see, for example, new entrants into the market, like the Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company. We've heard a lot about what they're doing on the PBM side, but they're actually also stepping in as a manufacturing plant to manufacture some of these drugs that are in short supply. I believe last I heard they were starting with sterile water, which is actually a very important part of the healthcare system that receives probably less attention than it should. So these are some of the ways that the market is stepping in to help, but I think that the issues that are created by the dynamics and the pressures that they're having throughout the supply chain are exactly the type of thing into which we need more insight.
All right, thank you very much.
Senator Rosen.
Well, thank you.